It is April the 17th, the year of our Lord 2013, and it's Wednesday night. And if it's Wednesdays with Zen Garcia, author, writer, researcher, theologian, has written 6 books on a 7th. So let's open things up here. We got a lot to talk about. Zen, are you with me?
I am, brother. It's always a pleasure.
Okay, great. I guess what's on everybody's minds then is this open bombing at the Boston Marathon. I mean, I don't know if you saw recently any of Alex Jones's analysis or any of the analysis in other websites, but it's pretty much known it's a false flag. I mean, they got the military people there wearing the SEAL emblems with all these big backpacks. They all got the same pants, the same shoes, same logos on their ball caps, numerous pictures from them all over the place. I mean, I don't know what to make of this. What do you make of this whole thing? Why do you think they're doing this? What's this all about?
Well, it's definitely they're pushing to strip us of our guns and strip us of our freedoms. It's been an agenda of theirs for a very, very long time, and it's also to increase the budget for Homeland Security. Every time we have a similar type of event, like even with the Oklahoma City bombings and the bombings in New York, even after 9/11, every time the budget has doubled and tripled for Homeland Security and for all the different, the different agencies like the FBI, the CIA, all of them have increased budgets and are able to get more vehicles, tactical instruments, guns, weapons, bullets. We know that they've been stockpiling ammo. You can't even buy ammo now. Every time it comes into a gun store anywhere across America, it's like it's immediately sold out. I don't know if it's the same where you are, but I know here in Georgia, you can't even find 9mm shells, 22 shells, shotgun shells. Everything is sold out as soon as it's offloaded from the trucks, and so there's definitely things being established, and it's been a long history of false flag events, and one of the telltale signs is that there are always drills going on to on top of the actual events, and there's people reported that even prior to the bombing that there were a number of bomb-sniffing dogs and people in place at both the starting and the finish line of this particular event. And then there's also the numerology that is associated, that is the signature, the footprints of the Illuminati and those secret societies that are behind the scenes pulling the strings of things like this. There was a guy that was plotting where the end line was, the finish line on the Boston Marathon, the race, and one of the bombs went off at 667 Boylston Street. I forget exactly what the name of the guy was that was doing the video, but he did a number of analysis on the numerology associated with it. I have it on the fallenangels.tv website. I posted a number of them, and I just actually sent you over Skype a link to the video. It's a CNN video, and you'll see in the clip it says that the bombs went off moments before, and the time on the timestamp on the video is 3:22 p.m. Eastern. So check that out when you get a chance. But and let me check on my. I think his name was Dabu. He does a number of different analysis on YouTube.
Yeah, Dabu 07 or something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
pretty good.
Right. And so on the fallenangels.tv website, one of the featured videos is an analysis that he did, and in his analysis he speaks about the numerology and the connections between where the finish line was and where the bombs went off. And they actually went off near, like I said, 666 Boylston Street. So
you're right, Zen. This is live. The bomb just goes off, and You are right. It's at 3:22 Eastern Standard Time.
3:22, right?
Wow. And this is live, CNN. The bomb just went off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you see the timestamp there, 3:22 p.m. So.
Yeah, no, there's no getting around that. That's exactly when the bomb went off.
Right. And so that definitely seems to be the Illuminati numerology and the signature, a timestamp for, their involvement within it.
Absolutely, yeah. Wow. And then 13 seconds later, the next bomb goes off.
Right.
Yeah, so, and now I know the Druids, they got a Dark Lord. I can't remember the name. You know all these gods and goddesses. Sam
Hain.
Sam Hain, right. Sam Hain, right. The Lord of Darkness, the Druid. And I heard that on the 15th, it's a big date on the Druid calendar, April the 15th.
Yeah, it's also part of a Roman sacrificial festival, too. I was sent an email about it and about how April 15th is connected to this particular sacrificial a festival. It's a Roman festival, and it also is a 7-day celebration that continues on through the 22nd of April. And the interesting thing about this is, for those that have looked into the Family Guy episode where he speaks about, it shows him he had won the Boston Marathon, and then he dials a number on his cell phone and it causes an explosion, and then he does it again and it causes a second explosion. But if you, one of my friends sent me an analysis of the entire clip, and he said that on the 22nd that there's another bombing that occurs on a bridge. I'll have to look it up exactly, but so there might possibly be further repercussions yet to come in a few days. And this pagan celebration, the sacrificial celebration, is ongoing from April 15th through the 22nd. And so who knows if we'll see further things. And then we have the ricin attacks that were sent to the senator and to Obama, and that all ties together with, people forget about the anthrax attacks that happened, the same simultaneously with the 9/11 attacks, and how all that was done to hype up the fear as well.
Yeah, and also, this is breaking. There was a big explosion at a fertilizer factory in Waco, Texas, about an hour or so ago.
Right. Yeah,
so
I heard about that too.
I'm not sure what that is. We do got a caller that's calling here, Zen, and that's R3. Let's rectify. R3, you there? He does a round table once a week. Well, sometimes 3-4 days a week as a host. So rectify, you there?
Yeah. Hey Zen. Hey Hi-Jacker. I just wanted to bring up the fact that I know exactly where the 666 comes in. If it indeed happened at 322. The 22nd letter of our alphabet is the letter V, which in Hebrew is the Vav, which represents 6. So when you have 3 22s, you have 3 6s. And that also is the representation number for the Skull and Bone Society out of Yale.
Isn't that also the monster, the drink?
Energy drink, yeah, that's the actual Hebrew symbols. Those are the 3 Vavs. Right. And they also defiled the cross in the Monster energy drink. When you look at where it says Monster, you'll see a cross and the O, a V defiling the cross to create the O in Monster. But I just wanted to bring that up, and what I did is I dropped one of those charts to actually show you all the letters there in producer's Skype here chat. So I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention, because if indeed it happened at 322, it's very significant, and it points directly to 666.
Yeah, I agree with you, brother.
Oh yeah, well, we now know. We can see the guys with the backpacks. They were running drills. That was mentioned in the Boston Globe, also another newspaper. Even though the governor and the police chief and all the rest said no, there was no drills. They announced it in those two newspapers and on News 15 in Boston, that there were going to be simulated explosions, and for people not to panic. And when they were confronted by a reporter at their news conference, this reporter, he was mad. He just wouldn't let it go. He goes, so now you're going to justify TSA, putting their hands down our pants now? Is that what this is about? More police state? And he was pretty upset. Anyways, that whole gang of people, they just walked out of that news conference. They said, we're not saying nothing no more. They looked like a bunch of guilty kids walking away. So it's pretty much well known that this seems to be a false flag. But why is it? What is it about the serpentine race of these fallen ones? They love symbols and numbers and phalluxes. And why is it that they gravitate so much to, putting their symbols like on the monster drink and all that? You got an explanation for that, Zen?
Well, it's them bragging. First off, they're boasting to each other that basically they rule and they oppress humanity and the masses, and they rule with impunity. And that's why they place all their symbolism all over. Even the Taco Bells have 666 around the building exterior. And so these kind of things, the 322, the 666, the different things that are connected to the Illuminati, even the eye and the pyramid, the different symbols, even with the CBSI, all these different corporate logos, they are all connected to the ritual and the occulticism and the magic that they are all involved in, because the fallen angels were the ones that brought to humanity the secrets of heaven. And so they were the ones that shared these mysteries with certain elitists, certain individuals and people and families, that they became involved with, and it's their way of boasting about their superiority, and it's their way of also making fun of us as the useless eaters, as those that, because most people don't understand all the corporate logos. They can't see through the symbolism. They have no idea why things are the way that they are, why the number 13 and different things like that are always found, contained within these different corporate logos, and how they, even with all the advertisement on the TV, they'll often do some kind of a commercial that just seems completely off the wall, speaking about like how they're gonna eat people or making fun of us in a certain way. They are often belittling us, or they're using different commercials to speak to, their brotherhood, the fraternity, their secret societies worldwide. And they're mocking us. They're openly mocking us. And they basically don't believe that we are wise enough to awaken ourselves to the things that they're doing, and that we'll never be able to understand the symbolism. And those of us that have been blessed with discernment, that have come to knowledge on these things, it's the rest of the masses think we're crazy. And if we share this information with them, most people just shrug us off as, you're one of those conspiracy theorists, or you're part of the helicopter crew. And so they ignore us anyways. And so the Illuminati don't believe that the masses of humanity will ever awaken up to the truth of what's going on, and they'll never understand the nature of the matrix. And so that's why we do what we do to try to shake people awake, and show it to them, because everybody can now sense that there's something very wrong with the world, and it's not as we've been taught in our schools, and the way things have, what we think of the true nature of reality. Things are very much different than, what we're taught out of the school books, what we're taught by our peers and society and culture and religion and the authorities of this world. Most of them are the blind leading the blind, and they have no idea as to the true nature of reality themselves. And so nobody has anywhere to go for answers. And so those people that do have answers, those that are hungry for them they're seeking them out. They're looking for people that have knowledge that can help bring them to discernment. And so that's why it's critical that we do the things that we do and sharing the things that we share.